stay at home on 9 to 5, raising your babies with joy and pride. A real ass mom, you're a real ass mom. Taking care of business. Ooh, girl, you're resilient. 'Cause you're a real ass mom. A real ass mom.
Welcome to the Real Mama Pod.
I'm your host, Devin.
And I'm your host, Kendra.
We are real moms.
Sharing real experiences. The things people don't tell you. Hey, Mama, hey.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm well. I'm swell, you know.
You're swell. You don't want to be swole, do you?
No, I said swell.
Swell, okay. I'm like, wait, when did you want to start being swole? Anyways, I am happy. I'm not going to say super excited because I feel like, again, that's a part of our typical vocabulary. But I'm excited to have a friend of mine join us today.
Yes.
And as you all can see, Devin and I were very intentional about what we're wearing.
Yes.
We are loud and proud with our Rattler gear. And our guest today is... Unfortunately, she attended Bethune-Cookman. I'm going to call them a university because that's what they are now. Right.
They got what today's time.
Right. They caught up. But we have Lericia Harris here. Lericia is, like I said, a friend of mine. We both sit on a nonprofit called the Flourish Foundation.
Love it.
And we'll have to talk about Flourish. I love it. But Lericia and I are both board members of the Flourish Foundation. And I feel that Lericia is like the perfect person to talk about today's topic. And when we talk about like women working in these male dominant fields and just like powering through life and just doing the damn thing, she's like the perfect person to talk to.
Yes, absolutely.
So yeah, we'll let Lericia talk about like her career. She's a twin mama. Like we'll let her tell her story. She is just all around amazing. Besides going to Bethune-Cookman, but hey, we love our HBCUs. We support them.
Yes, we
but
do.
we wear our Rattler colors, loud and proud, orange and green, and we were very intentional about wearing our Rattler colors today.
Yeah.
So without further ado. Welcome to the Real Mama Pod, Lericia.
You know, I noticed the family color when we logged in, and I wasn't going to say anything. But
you love us.
you know, I love HBCU love.
There we go. There we go.
So let's get right into it. Briefly tell us about your journey to motherhood.
Ooh, that's a loaded question, y'all. Let me just say that I had everything mapped out. And becoming a mom right when I turned 30 was not in the plan. But, you know, God is funny and he laughs at our plans.
Yeah.
And honestly, it's been the most amazing journey, most amazing thing ever that happened to me. And then it was a huge surprise. I turned 30 and bam, you're pregnant. Not only that, you're pregnant with twins.
They say the good Lord is a comedian.
Right.
Isn't it? Yeah, so I mean, they were born 2 months early.
Okay.
So I was still able to do my job briefly.
Okay.
I think I did about 6 games in 2021 before they were born. But yeah, they came 2 months early. We had to stay in the NICU, and it was a journey for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
So Devin and I have both been very candid about our experience with being NICU mamas. Like both of our, Devin's oldest son and my son were NICU babies. So we want to know, like, how was your experience with being, having both your children early and then having them in the NICU? Like, that's its own experience in itself, but we want to hear from your perspective. You know, how was it being a NICU mama, and do you feel that you had the time to really recover and get back to a space of, I guess, kind of being the new you, get to a space of being the new you?
Well, let me say that second part about getting back to me, that took a while. That really took a while because I had a lot of health issues as it pertained to my pregnancy. which is why I even went in the hospital before they were born. I was in the hospital for about a week before they even came. And we had to just say, okay, come on, babies, it's time for you to come out. Um, yeah, I dealt with a lot of stuff. I had a lot of water intake. My body wouldn't flush out a lot of the liquids, so I was swelling really, really bad. Um, and it became a health hazard. I couldn't really walk. Um, I needed assistance to really do everything. And so when they were born, it was very tough because I wasn't in a good space health wise or even mentally to be able to truly and fully enjoy the moment. Like I was dealing with the whole fact of my delivery wasn't going as planned, which a lot of mothers tell you that anyway, but it was still like completely unexpected everything that was happening. So I was trying to take that in, but then also be excited like my babies are here. But it's tough when because of your health issues, you have to go completely under. So I wasn't able to hold them when they first came out. I couldn't even hold them for the first, I believe, 3 days. I couldn't see them until 24 hours later. And that was all because again, me and my health issues. So that was tough. And then once you kind of get over that hump, now knowing that they're in the NICU, I can't stay there with them the entire time. I'm gonna have to leave the hospital. Oh, that was tough. The day I left the hospital, knowing that my babies were still there, I was crying. I was bawling. But I also had to remind myself that they were being well taken care of.
Yes,
Absolutely.
indeed. Yes, we can
So that
both
was
relate to
tough.
that for sure. It's hard to
Yeah,
leave
that
your
was
babies
tough.
at the hospital when, you've been discharged, but I really haven't because a piece of me is still here.
Right.
So it's definitely a tough, and it's like you're right. They are in the best place they could be to get well and get to themselves. So I'm sure Devin can relate as well with having her son in the NICU. So how early did you have your babies, Lericia?
I was 30 weeks and 3 days.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
And with twins, they want you to try to at least make it to like 34 or 35. And we were trying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it didn't quite happen that way.
Yeah, and it happens sometimes that way, and everything happens the way that it's supposed to. Your babies are healthy; they're so
Yes.
cute.
So cute.
They had like a cookie themed like first birthday party.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, so
I saw
cute.
it. When you sent me her profile, I was like, oh my God. I did
Yes.
stalk the page. Sorry.
So cute. But we're happy that you are here and alive and well, and so are your babies.
Yeah.
Thanks for
Yes, thank
sharing
you.
that.
Yes, for sure. And if we have any NICU moms listening, if you're in the NICU right now, like we definitely feel your pain. It does get better. It's light at the end of the tunnel, and just know those people are there to help your babies to be the
Absolutely.
best they can possibly be.
Yes.
And use this time, yes, stay in the hospital as long as you can with your babies, but also use this time to like heal yourself, right? Because you go from one extreme to another and you kind of forget about yourself. So just make sure you try to take care of you.
Yes, indeed.
So
Use that time.
Exactly what you're saying is what they would remind me of every day because I was there every day. Like one nurse told me, okay, mama, don't come back tomorrow. You rest.
Yeah, it's hard though.
hard.
It really is hard.
It's
It's
hard.
like I'm not. No, you can't tell me what to do. But mind you, those people,
Right.
they know. Like they are. I love me some NICU nurses and staff. Like they
They're
are
the best.
just.
and you're not going to be able to ever sleep through the night ever again for
No.
a very long time. So take advantage.
Go to sleep. Get that rest.
Right.
Because when they come home, that's it.
That is a wrap. Babies are all yours, and they give you a nice handoff too. We hope to stay in touch. Keep us updated on baby, whatever your last name is, or babies, whatever your last name is.
Yeah,
So.
that's funny. But okay, so you are a twin mama of a boy and a girl. Tell us about that. Like, walk us through that, because we only know what boy mom life is like, and it's real ghetto. Okay, so walk us through of having one of each at the same time, same age. Like, girl,
How is it?
It's a lot of fun, and it's eventful every day. Let me tell you, when the nurse told me that I was having twins, I flipped out because, it was the first visit. She's like, "Oh, there's a baby." You get all excited and happy. You see the sonogram, you see the picture up there. And then she's like, "Uh-oh, there's another one." I was like, "What?" I flipped out. But like, now that they are 15 months and we've gone through their whole first year, when I tell you it's been a lot of fun, it has been a lot of fun. Don't get me wrong. I've had my hard times, my moments like, what the heck am I or got myself into? Like, I don't know what to do. I'm flipping out. Like, have your moments where you got to breathe or you cry a little bit. I've had that. But it has been a fun journey. Like, waking up in the middle of the night when they were younger, having hands like this, feeding both babies, getting two of everything, well, somewhat of everything. It's been fun. And to see them like now in their two different personalities. Like my baby girl, she's a ringleader. She's like the boss baby. Whereas her brother is the protector and the strength. So like she'll figure something out, but if she can't push it enough, I don't know what baby language or twin language they have going on, but he'll come and just like bam, knock it down, and they're through. They escape. Like I had a gate, they broke the gate. Like how did you get out? I don't understand. So
Dynamic duo.
Yes, it is truly a dynamic duo. But yeah, like it's a journey, just like you would with one, where you're learning as you're going. It's the same with two, except just double it.
Man. And I
Double
bet
the
they have a
formula.
bond that's like this unbreakable. Like she's leading things, and then it's like my brother is here to take it on home if I need him to.
I got my
Yeah.
protector. But
Right.
she already know.
That's really what it is. Like for real, their bond is so beautiful.
I
Like
bet.
I have two cribs, and you have one in one and the other one in the other. They fussed, they cried until I put them together, knocked out sleep. I'm like,
Because that's how they were literally created and whatever developed in this womb together. Like that's all they know is to be with each other.
Yeah.
And just the image of that is just
Beautiful.
mind blowing.
it is. It is. So I want to give some more context around Lericia and why we interviewed her. So Lericia, yes, she is a phenomenal twin mama. And she works in, we mentioned, a very male dominant field. Lericia is I want to make sure I get this right, Lericia. Are you a sports reporter, like a sideline reporter? How would you describe your actual career? Are you looking for a place to go, like on vacation or with your girls?
Of course, I'm always looking to kick it with my girls or my man.
Yeah, or your boo. Well, if you are in search of a vacation planner, we have the perfect person for you, and that is KT Travel and More.
Yes, Stephanie is fabulous and thorough,
Very.
and she will make sure you have the best time on your vacation.
Yes.
Yo, if you have a destination wedding you're trying to plan, let's talk about that. Mm-hmm. Okay, anniversary, couples
Yes.
trips,
Baby
all
moon.
that. Baby moon. Yeah, she got you.
She got you all the way.
So check out KT Travel and
More.
yes, and tell her we sent you.
Bye.
Bye.
You had it right.
Yes. So we have seen Lericia on TV.
Yes.
Report. Y'all know I love college football. And my husband is an ACC, like he's a University of Miami fan. And I know, Lericia, you've done or you work with or for the ACC network. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes. So, yes, like she is working in this space where it's like all male, everything is football, it's sports, and it's like you have this beautiful black woman that is standing on the sidelines, giving her perspective of what this game looks like, and it's the real deal. Like, so it's just. I love to see it. So we want to know, like, how is your experience working in a space like that? Being a black woman, being a woman, being a mom, like, how is your experience with working in such a field like sports?
Well, now that I'm a mom, I've had to evolve and grow in this space. Like before I had kids, you still walk around with this confidence. You walk around like, hey, I belong. And after I had kids, I had to like relearn that again because I had this new dynamic now where I'm trying to balance and make sure I'm not bringing home that big boss woman vibe, for lack of better terms. Because when I'm with my children, I have to be that or show that soft side, be that mom, that nourisher, that lover, all of that. Whereas when I go out and I'm in the field, it's a whole different woman. Like I'm exuding that confidence. I'm letting you know I'm here. I'm showing you that I belong. Even if I'm not necessarily saying it, that's the attitude you just have to walk around with. And it's not coming from a negative space, but it's coming from a space of making sure that you show that you're not afraid. You show that, again, you belong and you know what you're talking about. Because in this industry, they will test you, they will try you. And if you show any sign of weakness, someone, unfortunately, someone will try to prey on that. But it's also my job as a black woman in an industry or in an area where there's not a lot of us to make sure that I'm doing my job and doing it correctly so that I can keep that door open for other people behind me. Because unfortunately, we as black women, especially in this space, the the margin of error for us is very slim,
Much smaller.
much smaller. And we always have to show that we know what we're doing. We always have to make sure that knowledge is on display. It's a little harder for us, and so that's how I am. That's how I try to balance it. Like this year was tough for me because I had to learn how to balance and work in this new space as a mom and as a reporter. So that means making sure my kids are taken care of. But then when I travel, making sure, oh, the babysitters are squared away, or I have all their clothes together, all this, all the small details that we moms have to take care of. I had to learn how to balance that. And it was overwhelming at one point, but I figured it out.
Yeah, that's what we do.
Yeah.
That's what we do.
So I do have one question because I'm not a sport. I know nothing about sports. I have to send pictures to Kendra like, what team is this? Who is this? What's going on? And so like I'm always amazed by women who's in that industry because it's like, dang, you really know your stuff. Like you really got to know these stats and these players. I cannot even imagine. But like, what made you decide you wanted to be in this industry? Like, was it something that you saw as a little girl? Or you was like, okay, I'm going to chase this dream? Or how did that transpire?
So for me, I knew that being in this industry in some form was what I wanted to do. How exactly? Not sure. I was always into sports. I'm a former athlete myself, but I knew I wasn't taking it to the highest level. Like no, that wasn't me. That was like my mom's thing, all her. But I wanted to stay in sport in some capacity. And I found this realm, and that's how I got into it. I saw that I was good at it, and I just kept going.
Yeah. Yeah. What's the most challenging, most fulfilling about working in this industry? Like you've talked about how your mom, I guess, was an athlete. Is that like kind of what Like, does that fulfill you in any way, knowing that you have a family history of being an athlete and now working in a space where you're comfortable and you know about this, I guess, feel like you're working in a place where you feel comfortable? Like, what makes you feel most fulfilled or challenged in your work?
Most fulfilled, I'll say, when I am seeing those who've asked me to be their mentor now stepping into levels of realms that they talk to me about that they wanted to be in these specific spaces.
I just got chills.
Yeah.
So it's like a full circle moment for me. Like, wow, you came to me, you trusted me enough to, kind of talk to you, give you advice, and now you're here. Like one of the young ladies I helped, or that I mentored, her and I, it's like my little sister now. Her name is Tia Floyd, and she is thriving in it, working as a reporter with the SWAC. And I get excited and chills to see her doing what she loves to do. So for me, that's fulfilling. Yeah.
That's off to the SWAC.
Yes.
The SWAC.
Hey, T girl.
Right.
So you mentioned like traveling and making sure you have things in place when you're gone. Like, what does your village look like? Do your parents help you, or you mentioned your mom? Like, what does that look like for you?
Whew, let me shout out my village for real, y'all.
Hear about it. We love the village.
Yeah.
When I tell you my family is everything, my boyfriend, all of them, okay?
All right. Let's hear it.
I love
Like,
to hear it.
Come on, boyfriend.
Right.
Yeah.
Show them the mama power.
yes, the Collins twins daddy.
Yes.
The Collins twins.
Excuse me. But no, like, I would not be able to do my job if it weren't for my village. Like my mother, my dad, my godparents, who they say that my babies are like their god grandbabies. Like it's so many. My aunt, my cousins, all of them have stepped in to help me be able to do my job. Like literally, I was able to put together a schedule this season to say like, okay, the twins are going with you guys this weekend. All right, perfect. Next week, you're going with this. You're going with these people. All right. And it's all people that I know there won't be any lacking. Their care will continue. And I trust them and wholeheartedly know, like, my babies are good. So when I tell you my village is everything, they are everything. Now they think I'm crazy and they think I have OCD because I literally made them a care guide. It's the Collins Twins care guide.
Oh,
Listen,
love it. I'm here
I
for
don't-
it. I'm
I
that
don't-
person in my family with my kids.
Yeah.
So I get it, girl.
Eli has a care
Yes.
guide too, so you're
I
not
have
crazy.
a whole care guide where I let you know how many cups they get a day, how many diapers they should go through, what they drink, what they eat, when you need to drop them off from or drop them off to nursery, pick them up from nursery, everything. I had their clothes in little baggies marked Raya Sunday, Raiden Sunday, with the bib and the socks and the shoes, everything. So you didn't have any worry. Like, but the crazy thing is they still call me, ask questions, and I'm like, well, did you look?
So my question is, do they follow it? Because I send my kids, when my family watch my kids, they just laugh at my little plan.
Right? They're like,
So-
what is this?
Yeah, they so disrespectful. Like,
No,
They
it's
do not
okay.
follow
They
the
laugh.
plan.
They laugh too. They laugh at me too. They don't follow the plan. That's why
Ask you
they're always
questions.
calling.
Right? Don't call me. I
Yes.
gave you a whole mapped out plan. Like, why are you?
Yes.
But my mom is the type where she don't need no plan, or she was like, you don't need to tell me how to do this. I raised you and your brother. Blah blah blah. No, you need, like, the way you raised us is a little different than how I raised my son. So I need you to go off of what I just gave you. But she doesn't listen.
yeah.
So
Okay. Well, at
No,
least it's
y'all
across
are
the
not
board.
alone.
right, I
It's
feel
a-
good.
it's
about
across
knowing
the
that.
board.
Yeah, like we're not. It's just not me and Devin that have. But I feel like a lot of our friends would have created guides
Yeah.
and some type of reference
And it just goes out the window.
out the window.
Yeah.
Out the window. But then they're calling me on Sunday morning like, are you almost back? Are you almost here? Okay.
So we've talked about, again, like how you work in this male dominant field. Like, how do you tap into your femininity, like working in this space? Like now, I feel like being a mama, it taps on a different level of femininity, but how else do you like say, I'm the boss, yes, and I'm a woman and I'm proud and I know what I'm doing? Like, how do you tap into that at work? Or do you tap into it at all?
I do. Um, when I'm on the sideline, I gotta make sure I look good, you know? So I try to tap into it on that side, be a little eye candy on the sideline. You can't just come out there half stepping. I mean, you have to be prepared for all the elements. But nobody said you can't be cute and prepare for the elements. So I feel like that's one of the biggest ways I kind of tap into my femininity. I want to make sure I look cute, sexy, nice, but I'm still going to tell you what I need to tell you. Make sure that I'm up to par as it pertains to my knowledge of the game and these teams and all of that. But I'm going to look good doing it.
Absolutely.
There we go.
I love that.
I love it.
So with you being in the sports industry, do you want your children to kind of follow in your footsteps, or you want them to do their own thing, or?
I want them to do their own thing. Whatever that is, I'm going to support it. Like, I'm trying to figure out what those gifts are now. I know I have a long way to go, but like I'm seeing now, they're gravitating to music. Like, my daughter loves a microphone and she's like all in it. Whereas my son, I got him a drum set for Christmas, and that's all he loves to do. Or he'll go grab his little guitar. So I'm like, okay, is music in the future?
Hey, both of them, little duo.
Right.
Duet.
Duet.
Duo.
So,
Little
I mean,
duet?
we'll see.
Duo. I think the duo is the group.
Oh,
Duet
the
is like
duo.
a
Yeah,
single
yeah.
song, I
Okay.
think.
All right, you're right. You're
It's
right.
a duo.
Yeah,
Duo, yeah, okay. Let's see, here we go.
I love the group going.
Right.
I can see it happening.
Right, the Collins twins. That's the group.
Yeah, that's the group.
That's the duo.
Hey,
The Collins twins. We got a singer, your daughter, and then we have a musician, like
Yeah,
the
producer,
drummer, the producer.
drummer.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
Let's see.
Yeah.
We on to something.
We on. We on.
hey, it works. Mama work is important. I'll be a momager.
Right. You know how to work the industry. You do. So we have one more question for you.
Okay.
So obviously you are a busy mom. Like, you're traveling for work. You come home. You got twins to take care of. Like, how do you make time for yourself?
I'm still learning it. But I find the smallest things that make me happy and that help me stay connected to me. So even if that's waking up a little early before they get up, because I do have one morning baby and one baby that's not. Like, one baby's gonna get up at 7 o'clock every day. So I'll either get up early or I'll stay up a little later. And in that time, I will just kind of chill out, relax, or whatever else I might need to do, even if that's writing out my goals or just simply meditating, watching one of my favorite shows, having a glass of wine, whatever that looks like that day. That's what I'm gonna do. Yeah.
That I love that. And as they get older too, it's not easier, but it's different, and you have a little bit more opportunities to have that solo time. So it's coming.
Solo
I think
time
2
is
is
necessary.
2-3 is like the sweet spot for me, at least. So
I've heard that.
Yeah.
they're a little bit more independent.
Yeah.
They can play alone. They don't need you as
Right.
much.
Like,
So,
now I can do a lot more with Eli at 3. He
Yeah.
turned 3 late last year. So I feel that I have, like, he has a lot more autonomy as a 3-year-old. Like, he can go do his own thing. And while you doing your own thing, I'm going to do my own thing too. I got stuff that I need to do. So it's coming.
yeah, and they
It's
have like
coming.
a built-in friendship.
And they
so
they
it's
have each
perfect.
other.
It's
You don't even
perfect.
have to
Yeah.
wait until they're one. Give them a few more months. As long as they ain't breaking down the gate.
Yeah, we gotta keep it the gate. We gotta keep it the gate.
Yes.
Funny.
So, Lericia, can you, for any listeners who want to learn more about you, find you on social media, can you share your social media platforms?
Sure, you can find me on all social media platforms except for Snapchat. I don't have Snapchat.
You have TikTok.
I do have TikTok.
Really?
You know how to work it? Because we're struggling.
I do.
We don't like TikTok, but
I love TikTok.
Really?
Oh
like,
my
I feel like
God.
it's good. It has good content on
Yeah.
it, but I don't know.
I've learned so much from TikTok.
A lot of folks say that
So
about
I'm
TikTok.
just lazy. I don't want to learn anything else.
And we
as far as
sound
social
like
media.
we
I know.
sound
Old.
old.
We do.
I don't want to learn nothing else. I've been
I
trained
really
enough.
have. I've learned so much from TikTok, especially as it pertains to like twins, like different hacks and tricks, different like cute little toys that might be good for them to have. So much. Makeup tutorials,
Yeah, they have a
all
lot of
kinds
stuff
of
on there. It's just a matter of creating
Right. And looking.
the stuff that goes on there. What is your
You can do it.
What is your handle on Instagram, TikTok? On what is your handle on those platforms?
Lericia_H.
All
Okay,
right.
we'll put it in the description.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
So with all that sports talk, it's time for some mama juice.
So, as I hope you all know, we curate drinks based on our conversations and our guests. And today's drink is called "The Ball Is in My Court." And we titled this drink after Lericia and just like her bossness in this sports industry. And, you know, when we think about the types of people who work in Lericia's industry, they love these like super strong Scotch like drinks, right? I feel like a lot of people who work in that industry love a good neat Scotch, right? But we
Or bourbon.
or bourbon, right? Or bourbon. So we wanted to kind of twist it up a little bit and mix in what would look like as the typical drink in that space, but with something that Lericia likes. And Lericia likes red wine. Okay, I asked Lericia, I'm like, what do you like to drink? And I just knew she was going to tell me, oh, I'll do bourbon or whatever. She said red wine. I said, okay, let me see. Let me see what we're going to work with this. But we're mixing the two. So it's like a red wine sangria with Scotch.
It's good.
So I'm going to run down the ingredients. It's if Devin says it's good, which y'all know, she drinks amaretto sours. Like, if she says it's good, then it's good. So it has 3 ounces of dry red wine. So Lericia likes a cab, or I think you said a Pinot Noir. Like, you like more
Right.
of the drier red wines. So it has a dry red wine. It has an ounce of sweet vermouth, which is another type of wine, but it's almost acts as like a liqueur. We have 1 ounce of Scotch, 1 ounce of peach nectar, 1 ounce of fresh squeezed orange juice, and 1/4 an ounce of fresh lemon juice. So it's really good. That is our cocktail version. Now, if you are a mama to be, or you don't like alcohol, you prefer a mocktail, you can still have this drink. But you can't have the Scotch. You cannot have the red wine. But you can have like a sparkling red grape juice.
Yeah.
You can still have the peach nectar, the fresh squeezed orange juice, and lime juice.
Yeah.
And that is "The Ball Is in My Court." And that's Lericia telling them, the ball is in my court.
I'm the
Okay?
boss lady.
I'm drinking my Scotch mixed with my red wine. You can even use bourbon too. If you want to use bourbon instead of Scotch, you can. So yes, that's our mama juice, inspired by Lericia.
I love it. I'm gonna have to try to make that.
Yes, I meant to send you the recipe before the episode in case you wanted to drink it. That's my bad. I'm sorry.
It's okay. You can send it to me, and I will send you guys a picture when I make it.
There we go.
I love it.
There
I
we
love
go.
it. I love it. So the next segment is Mama's Corner, and this is my favorite part of the show, besides connecting with our guests. And this is our opportunity to connect with our listeners. So typically they write in They can give us advice, give us tips, mama hacks. They can vent about their kids, their grown
Whatever they
kids,
wanna
toddlers, whoever they want to vent about. Husband, baby daddy, it don't matter.
Life partner,
Life.
anybody.
But yeah, and sometimes they ask us for advice. Mostly it's advice. And we do say this. We are no experts, okay? We can only speak based on our experiences, but we love connecting with you all. So we have a question, and it reads, hey, mamas, loving what you all's doing with the, oh, excuse me, can't read. Loving you all's platform. I love this segment of the show. Me too. Thank you. I wanted to know, when did you start feeling like yourself again?
That is a good question.
I feel like that's a good question.
Lericia, do you want to start off with that response?
Sure. My babies are 15 months now, and I can honestly say when they hit 1 is when I started feeling like myself again. I was able to get back in the gym. I was able to get them in nursery because it was hard for me to get them in nursery. All the nurseries were full. And so being able to have that free time during the day, getting back in the gym, kind of getting back on a schedule or rhythm where it balanced out and worked for myself and my kids, that's when I started feeling like myself again. Yeah.
It takes some time. I think when Eli turned like 2,
Okay.
because he was at home with me for like maybe 18 months. And then I got a job and we ended up putting him in school. And after, it took even like 6 months after that, because that's a completely different transition of being comfortable with him being in school, being comfortable with me working in a career-like job again, because I was in graduate school for 3 to 4 years. So it was a lot of transition in that year. So after we were able to get him in school, Jonathan was working, and then I started working. It took about 6 months in between that transition. So I say Eli was about 2 years old. And now I think I'm really getting more into myself, or back into myself, because now I'm focusing on the self-care part of me, with getting back to getting my nails done. If I want to go buy a shirt today, that's what I'm going to do. If I want to go get my Starbucks and walk around Target, that's what I'm going to do. So I think, yeah, I think now that he's like 3, I'm really like, it's like a different level of feeling like myself again.
Yeah.
So
I would have to say when my youngest Jay turned 2 as well, because as soon as I started feeling good and was 3 pounds away from my pre-pregnancy weight, my ass got pregnant.
You gonna stop putting this on Jay?
Okay, I got pregnant. I got knocked up again. Okay, so my boys are 22 months apart, and so yeah, it was. It's been a journey. It has been a journey, but now I'm feeling really good. I'm losing weight again.
You look good, friend.
Thank you. I'm starting to pour back into myself as well. So yeah, I would say when Jay turned 2, I started feeling like myself.
Yeah. So for that mama, it's like maybe between 1
Yeah.
and it could be 3. Like, you know, like it just, you set your own pace for, you know, when you get back to yourself, it takes time. Like, it's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen over a year. It's going to take time, and it's going to run its course. So give yourself all the love and grace, because that's what you deserve.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a really good question.
Thank
you for that, mama.
It was a good question.
Yeah.
I think this wraps everything up.
It does. This
Lericia,
was a really good time.
Thank you.
Yes.
For being
Thank
so great
you.
and just setting examples for young Black girls around the world that these industries we can work in and do great
And
in
thrive,
them.
yes.
Thrive, exactly. And that's what she's doing.
Yes.
So thank you for being such a great example for young men and women.
Yes. And being a face, like, seriously, like, a lot of times youth think they can't do it, right?
Yeah.
But then they see people like you and they can do it, right?
Yeah.
And then also giving back by being a mentor, because sometimes people get to a certain status or a certain place and they forget where they come from and don't want to give back. So the fact that you're still pouring into younger people and encouraging them, like, that says a lot about you too. So
Hats
you.
off. The
Yes.
only error is that you feeling cooking. That's it. Everything else, we are applauding, honey.
hell without that.
No.
I will
Dare you.
forever rep my
You know,
HBCU.
It's okay. I have a cousin who went to Bethune-Cookman, so it's all right.
I have a classmate who went there, so
You know, it's all
Classmate,
up. It's all
like
up.
high school classmate.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm like, wait, what? Okay,
no.
like what?
We would not be friends if they weren't from
Right. I'm
there.
like, how do you go from
my
this to that?
Whoa. Wait
You know,
a
we gotta
minute.
pick it. But in all honesty, we are in full support of
Yes,
all
yes.
HBCUs. So kudos to BCU
Yes,
too.
we love it. And look at the BCU fam you love.
Connection.
So, yeah, I love
You
it.
see it. You see
It's all
it.
up.
It's all about unity.
It is. And this is a phenomenal black woman from
Yes.
an HBCU, even though it's Bethune, who's doing great things. Like, we're here for it. So thank you, Lericia.
Thank you all. I greatly appreciate it.
All right. Until next time, mamas and listeners. Bye. Thank you all so much for joining us at the Real Mama Pod.
Yes, every Thursday night. Y'all could be anywhere.
But you're hanging out with us.
Yes, and we love it. So, friend, where can they find you?
They can find me anywhere they like. I'm on Instagram at KendraFerg _. And I'm also on Facebook, Kendra Ferguson.
Okay.
What about you?
And you can reach me at DevGrace _. Also, you can connect with us on Instagram, TikTok,
Pinterest, Twitter.
Facebook, Twitter, all of that at The Real Mama
Pod.
Yeah, so make sure you follow us. If you want to learn more about Kendra and I, you can check out our website where we have Mama merch. Hey, you can see our little
All
sweatshirts.
right. We are wearing our Mama merch.
Yeah, we have sweatshirts, hats, necklaces. We also have Rich Auntie merch. So you can purchase that at www.therealmamapod.com.
Dot.
We're so corny.
I know. Until next time.